Starting. Here we go.
Matt Curcio has been selling real estate in New Jersey since 2001. He's been recognized as a top 10 individual team leader for RE/MAX multiple times. Matt was the first eXp Realty broker in New Jersey to receive the prestigious Icon Agent Award. Matt is recognized as an industry expert and continues to support agents in the real estate community by hosting trainings for realtors locally and across the country. Welcome to the show, and here's Matt Curcio.
All right, what's up, Steve? How you doing today?
I'm good, Matt. How are you?
I am excellent. Another day in paradise here, getting ready to kick work. Kick this week's butt because it's a short week. So
short week, but good week.
Yes, we had a mastermind here this morning, so I am motivated to get some stuff done. Then we had a closing right behind it. So good day all around. So welcome to an online live where we're going to discuss today Mr. Steve Freeman. Steve, why don't you tell everybody where you're from? We're going to discuss your recent transition to partnering with us over at Real Brokers. So tell everybody where you're from, your history in real estate, and so they have a general recap.
I'll be happy to. So my name is Steve Freeman, of course, and I'm from I mainly work the South Metro part of Atlanta area, but I've lived here in Georgia my entire 52 years of my life, born, raised here. I've been fortunate, though, to meet thousands of people across the country. I started my career with RE/MAX as well in the 90s. I left the number one company in the world to open up this small brokerage called Keller Williams that was a Keller Who at the time. There was less than 6,000 people. Opened up my own company for a little bit. The only way I saw to really be successful there was to be cheap, and I couldn't add enough services to my agents. So I moved to another startup company, eXp. Ironically, had 6,000 people at the time, went to now I think it's up over 85. And recently that transition has been to a Real Broker, who ironically, again, was right at 6,000 agents when I moved over. And I think in the first month that I was there, the company itself grew almost 1,000, going to 7. And, it's anticipated to go to twice that amount this time next year, which I fully believe will happen. So that's a little bit about me. I've done, I've sold a couple thousand homes. Sorry, go ahead.
What market do you cover? Because you cover two cities.
South Metro Atlanta. So really anything below the city and south.
Gotcha. So, well, this is big news, right? It's big news for your state as well. You came in as one of the highest producers that's joined us there. So what made you look at this model over and over again and ultimately decide to leave where you were and jump in with us here?
It's kind of it was a hard decision, to be honest, because of we talk about companies having golden handcuffs, and I had a little bit of that with the company I was with, the eXp. I was a 5-time Icon agent there, and I had waited really to let that second year vest, and I left, leaving 3 years on the table of investment. And it's really about the opportunity that kind of provoked the move. I looked at the number of shares that I was going to receive and the number there in the next 3 years. And then I looked at the number of shares that I could receive at the new company, and it just exceeded it. So, it's not really about the dollar amount at this point, about what it's worth. It's about really the number of shares, because right now it's kind of in its infancy, which I see as a great time to jump in. You always want to be the first one in. And I think that, we're not stock experts by any means, but I think that, it has nowhere to go but up. So that's just my belief. And it's just all really about the opportunity that presents itself. And as I grow my team, this model better suits them probably more than me, to be honest. So, it helps them with their dollars that they're able to keep in their pockets. And it works well for all of us.
Yeah. So let's talk about that, right? You've been in the business for a long, long time. So you've seen kind of the evolve of the real estate broker and their duties. So what do you see as the new opportunity for realtors that are getting in the industry. And, let's talk about the nuts and bolts outside of, stock, just operating your sales business. What did you like the most about this model compared to what you've seen evolve over the last, 20 plus years?
So it's interesting that, my first company was 100%. So we actually wrote a check to walk into the door, whether we sold or didn't sell. And it was about $1,000 a month. Here's the irony. I mean, everything's ironic. It seems like here I am paying now at this company in a cap exactly what I paid to a company in 1994 to work there. So the other brokerages I had gone to was a little bit more money, everything's relative, but it's the economic model is spot on, and it's a low risk, high take model.
So let's talk about that, right? Because there's agents that are probably checking this out. Let's talk about the split and cap here. What tell everybody what it is.
So so we're at an 85-15 split, and with a $12,000 cap. And again, when I say that it's a no risk, if you don't make it, you don't owe it. So that's the beauty of it. Now, when I talk about my other 100% company I was with, and the fact I had to write a check every single month, that was a high risk, high reward, high take, right? So now we've reversed that trend by being high take, low risk.
Yeah.
So I mean, that makes so much sense. Then of course, in comparison to where I started, now you've got rev share that's available, you've got stocks that's available, and then the company does some matching on the investment, so where you can purchase it yourself, and a discount. So I mean, there's just so many different reasons that make sense, and I heard another person one time say that, once you see it, you can't unsee it by other places. And that's kind of how I felt here. Once I saw it, I really couldn't unsee it, and that's where it really dwelled in, on a daily, monthly, weekly basis until I could make that move. It just made so much financial sense. And I like the fact that it's a national company. I like national autonomy. For example, I've already gotten 4 referrals in a month and a half. Those 4 referrals will more than pay for my cap. And if I'd gone to a cheaper, inexpensive company that was here, because it's not always about the price, I probably would not have received those referrals. So now, I look at I'm at this company for the next year for free, just in what I received in referrals from other agents at this company already. So if you think about it in those assets, those goggles.
That's a huge opportunity, and even being dual state licensed. I personally just got a referral as well for Pennsylvania. I service New Jersey mainly, but somebody hit me up because it was near me in Pennsylvania, and I said I can actually help. So send me the referral. And like people in what we call workplace for us, our brokerage, share information consistently every day, and that's just a huge opportunity of the new model of real estate, which is more of an online and multi-state brokerage. And let's talk about that a little bit. Like, you came from where, kind of like where I came from. Office space was mandatory, needed, and you needed a brand for a while. Let's talk about what you see now. Now you've been at 2 companies, well, 3, right? Because Keller wasn't that big when you joined it too. But you've seen the change in the market to where consumers have now started, focusing just on the realtor, not the brand.
It's always about the realtor, to be honest with you. And it's never about the company. The company has a financial asset that helps you in your own personal business. It has some other ancillary reasons on the back end that make sense, but people hire me. They don't hire my company, right? But that's where, the transition from brick and mortar to cloud-based real estate companies, that's when you see, I think, more and more people jump into it, because you really don't have to be in an office to be you really shouldn't be, almost, to be productive. I mean, we make our money being nose to nose and toes to toes with people. We're a people business, not in the office business. So that's the way I've always looked at it. The 2 major things that are the difference today is it's just that, the training that we have at this company and other cloud-based companies is instant. It's online. You can log in. You can be in your pajamas downstairs as long as you don't have your camera on, and and join in to the meeting, or a sick kid. You don't have to miss an office meeting because of that. That's been one. That's probably the biggest. That's a training, and then the other part is just is the people side of it. When you go into the office, you have that dynamic interaction with some agents, and there's some collaboration that goes on. So for that to be a missing piece into the cloud-based companies, I think you and I have both done this to circumvent it. You've already opened. I've got one coming. We're doing the grand opening as separate office space to where we can do it. We have events where we bring our agents in together. That's in our group, our tribe. We invite others in too. We don't make it real exclusive. If you want to come in, you're welcome to join us. And that is where we have circumvented the fact that you'd need to be into an office to meet with people. And we do it kind of after hours, so it's out of your productive time period. So
that for me, it was the admin, all that to operate your team. You need I believe, you kind of do need some brick and mortar, especially if you have staff. But the brilliance of this model is the fact that the corporation doesn't, need to buy that brick and mortar for every, team. And once a team is good enough, their operator is going to say, hey, well, this brokerage is inexpensive. And how can they only charge this? Because they have no office space. They don't have brick and mortar. So they're saving, millions to hundreds of millions of dollars across the country. And they can reinvest it back in multiple ways. And that's where revenue share and stock comes into play. And to me, those are the biggest opportunities outside of your, selling real estate, being partnered with some of the best realtors in the country, and learning, right? COVID shifted the entire industry and the entire work world when it comes to, I believe everybody realized that you could work from home in most industries. Yeah. And real estate especially went through it. There was a couple companies that were trying to figure out the cloud-based, and they figured it out, and then COVID happened, and then everybody flipped to Zoom. So then every company was virtual in 30 days. And now, my opinion is, well, then you find the brokerage that's the right fit for you. And we have a great model here. And I believe it's one of the best models out there for agents to succeed and to be, a part of something bigger and to share and collaborate with agents across the country. So what are some of the other, how has your first month been? And what are the things that are, I guess, sinking in now to say this was the right fit? This was the right thing to do?
I'll tell you. So the number one thing that really did it was, Real had its first convention in San Antonio, the 1st of October. And I went, and I've been into a lot of them. I mean, trust me, a ton of conventions. I will say that the feeling that I walked away from that event was probably the best feel that I've had since I've been with a company, a named company. People, the culture, and when you talk about culture and you can't put a finger on it, I can. So the culture of really everybody trying to help each other. I felt it more there than I've ever felt it before. I think that sometimes it's a talk, but it's not a walk to the company. But this one, and I love the fact that they are not allowing what we call silos, or an inter company inside the company where you fractionalize it. Everybody's benefits when each other benefits, and it's seen that way. So I would say that was I came back to Lori and I told her, I said, man, like, this was a breath of fresh air for me. It just felt right. It felt good. That was the biggest thing. As far as like the business wise goes, it was seamless. We ordered our signs, ordered our cards, dropped one, put the other up. The brokerage move was very easy. Just, call one, ask them to leave. The other one picks it up. Moving from workplace, that's where we communicate. I was already in a workplace environment already. So I was able to, immediately get right in there, meet people, talk to people, That's the thing. Like, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. And so I've been fortunate to already connect with a lot of people. Colton, for example, he's your sponsor. I saw that with you, and I've been able to connect with him, and it's been a good move there. And I know it's been a great move for you with him. So, those that first month, and it hasn't really been hard. I think that this is the thing. And I've been a qualifying broker for 24 years. So like where I owned the company, I brought agents in to work for me.
Mm-hmm.
Not now.
Let's talk about that actually, right?
Change is scary, right? Change is scary for everybody. The only people in the world that beg and scream and cry for change is a dirty, wet baby. Other than that, almost everybody will resist it. Yeah. But it's just not that daunting of a task.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, I kind of cut you short.
Yeah, no. So about that, being in business for yourself, recruiting, to your prior brokerages and stuff like that. Why this model versus going out and doing it yourself again?
There's a lot of reasons. One, the task of being a broker is tough, but like with my team and my group that I have with me, that I brought in with me, I'm able to sort of be their broker without being their broker, or so I'm almost like an office inside of the company, or a broker inside the company of my own team.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, I have no liability of being the broker. I don't get the 1045 phone calls from everybody with the company.
Right.
There's
paid brokers for that here.
Yeah, and honestly, like I love sharing the knowledge. I love helping people, but I don't want to be the broker in charge. It's just too much. It's too tasking.
Right. So it hinders your real estate sales, right? And your team numbers and all that. When you're the broker and owner, and you have to go fill the office and fill the head count of agents. There's a huge cost to it, and then you got to make them successful. And then it's like, all right, now they're successful. Now they want to pay me less. And in this model, you can just plug right in and operate for a very fair cost. I mean, 85-15 with a 12,000 cap, that's an opportunity.
Yeah, it is.
And then for teams here, yes, you get to offer, your team members half caps. And for that operation, if anybody on your team, when you plug into this brokerage, it's an opportunity, right? It's a fair, to me, it's a fair fee to join a company with the upside that we have here.
Correct. And then also, our monthly fees are just our MLS fees. Whatever we owe to the MLS is all we pay. We don't pay the company a monthly fee. So, there again, my people are saving $100 a month, so that's $1,200 a year that they're able to keep in their pocket. Again, for my team people, every dollar amount counts for me too. Make no mistake about it. I count every penny. So, that's a big deal. I'm not charged a contract review fee. That saves me money every year. So there's it's a compounding effect. Look, when I left the company, there was no negative reason I left the company. It's just that I left because there's a better opportunity. Yeah. Right. I mean, people all the time are like, why'd you leave? I'm like, because I wasn't mad. Nothing happened. I saw a better opportunity, and you've got to take advantage of the opportunity while it's in front of you. Because, I always talk about, it's like the surfer, right? If the surfer misses the wave that gets in front of him, he will never get to surf that wave. So, you always need to be looking behind you to see the wave that's coming. Well, now I'm paddling and I'm riding. If that wave had gotten in front of me, then I couldn't do it. So that's the way that I always kind of approach things and look at things. And this is just, like I said, the benefits and the opportunities, it's just there. It's almost a no-brainer. It's almost one of those that you just can't say no to.
Yeah. So with that being said, we talked about the stock. There's revenue share here as well. There's 5 different levels. For those comparing, like revenue share became a hot word, right, over the last couple of years in the industry. Keller started it first with profit, exit, then had revenue share first. That now it's evolved, and I think the timing of EXP was pretty smart. It just hit the market at the right time for agents to jump on it, and it proved to work. So what do you see and what do you like about the revenue share opportunity?
So I like the fact that I think it's an achievable system. And when I say that, it is 5 and not 7, right? I think that 7 was a setup for failure. That there's only just a very small, tiny percentage that will ever be able to open up that 7. I don't know that I ever could have been that person. Um, you know, and so when I say that, I mean that the numbers that you have to have overall are smaller, and it's way more achievable. Even like on the front, and I guess it's okay to talk about even like the front line. If somebody comes, if you sponsor someone into the company, they cap in the year. That's a $4,000 revenue share back to you. 3 of those. Now again, your cap is free. And I just don't think I don't think that's a scenario that's unrealistic to achieve. I just don't. You know,
Yep.
even a half capper is almost what the direct sponsor is at other companies. So you can just the opportunity again. It's just all about the opportunity. And the math of it. I'm a math person, so the numbers to me are just they're just there.
Yeah, every team leader has to be a math person, right? We all learned get that P&L, get it running monthly, if not weekly, and you'll see where your money goes and holding people accountable and all that. So to me, the revenue share opportunity allows agents, and you don't have to be a recruiter in these models, but when you're building your team members and the company is willing to pay you to, bring those team members into the company and train them, help them grow. The company doesn't have the bill of the recruiter, right? In every zip code to go hire a recruiter, a 6-figure recruiter. So they're willing to pay it back to the agents who help grow the company. And there's a lot of agents who say the pyramid nonsense. To me, it's there if you want it. You don't have to recruit here. You can just operate your sales business, and most likely 85-15 with a 12,000 cap and no monthly fee is a pretty good deal in most markets, if not one of the best. But then layer in stock opportunity and revenue share, and you're really helping these team leaders, and especially in this market that's now shifting, you're helping them set up to stay strong through these the challenges that are coming in the market. So to me, revenue share is an extra way to keep some money into your team, and then if you grow into a big recruiter or attractor at the company, like that's just a different opportunity. And the company's willing to pay back to their agents for helping the company grow.
And again, I mean, it's not anything this requires it really. I mean, this company is not squandering it, but they won't let us go out there and ring the bell and shake the trees, which I like as well. But this is what I tell people when I talk to them. Man, this is just the icing on the cake. This is not the reason you come here. It's just the icing on the cake. There's a lot of other reasons. This is just here if you use it. If you don't, no harm, no foul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's recap this. We got a couple minutes left. So I guess based on your move, being in multiple companies, who do you think is a good fit for this model and our company here?
Really, just about anybody. I mean, anybody that owns their own brokerage, that has the overhead, that has the calls that come in at night. You can bring in your entire office for just a fractional cost. With what we just talked about with rev share, then they plug into your rev share model, so you still continue to make money there. If you put them on a team model, you can still take your own percentage off the team if you're supplying them with value. So there's a lot of ways there. That's just the independent. For the other people, you've really got to do the math and see what you're getting for your money, right? So, I mean, I always looked at, okay, if I pay a broker $20,000 a year, what am I getting for it? Mm-hmm. And with our last company and with this company, we have tangible things that we can walk away with, like shares, and we are an equity holder in this company. In the other companies, you're not. You're simply just and I guarantee, I ask this to a lot of people. I'm like, if you had a kid, would you tell them to buy or rent? And they'd say buy. Well, if you're at another company where you're not getting equity position in that company, you are renting the name from that company. You're not becoming any kind of an owner, any kind of equity position. And that's the question you got to ask yourself. At the end of the day, besides this piece of paper that of an award or a trophy, what can I walk away here and show? And I've got a portfolio today that I can show from where I was just at. I will have a portfolio from this company that shows what I received for what I did. So that's it's just simple. It really is to me. And it works.
Yeah, I agree, man. I mean, I think you nailed it, but right, the independent brokers should look at it, and any individual agent that's looking, and team leader, it's for everyone. Look, we are on the tech side, so if you hate technology, maybe it wouldn't be a fit. But most realtors are using computers and uploading their documents and all that stuff. But go where you're going to be successful, and go where you're going to get a fair value for the split that you're paying.
And that's one thing that, you and I have committed to do for everybody that's in our group, and anybody else really in the company, but especially in our groups, is to give back, is to be there, is to give, help them with their business, help answer the questions, be that guiding light. I'm ready to pass the torch, into, I'm not leaving the business anytime soon, but I'm 52. I'd be falsely mistaken if I think I can do this, 20, 30 more years, right? I've already been doing it 29. So I would love to start passing the knowledge to other people so that they're able to do what I did. That's my whole goal, is to just, my legacy I want to leave is, I want to see people that are in my life that leave me better, or not leave me, but are better tomorrow than they were today when I found them.
Right.
So, and that's just a commitment I make to everybody. It is, you can't make everybody buy into you and do what but if you put forth the effort and they don't do it, then it's on them, not on you. And I make sure that I at least put forth the effort.
Awesome. Well, with that, I promise to be under 30 minutes today, so I think we nailed it. We're at like 28 minutes. Any last words?
No, I just, if you're if this interests you at all, you're welcome to call me. It will not be a hard sell. I mean, you just ask me questions, I'll be happy to answer them. I'm an information provider. You make your own decision. I'm not going to sell you anything.
Yep, absolutely. So after we're done here, tell you what, Steve, drop your email in the comments, and anybody wants information, reach out. We're always available to get the information out about this awesome company, and we're excited to be here and helping it grow. So, and
I'll say this: so this is the last one. I'm excited to be in business with you. It's that for the couple of 5, 6, 7 months, whatever we've been talking. It's been a very pleasurable time, and you've helped me the entire way through. And anybody that's, thinking about this is coming in around me. Matt's also available to you as well. But I will say thank you for the help that you've given me so far as well.
Appreciate that. Yeah, we're here, and that's the lovely part of this model, right? We're all here to help each other.
We are.
And it's a great company. And like you said about that, our first conference, it's different here. That culture is true. And they nailed it when they built the culture, and when they built the guidelines and everything. I think this company nailed it, and I think we're only going to go up. So we're growing every day. So if you're a realtor out there looking for options, reach out. We're happy to have a conversation with you. We'll drop our information in the chats, and we hope to hear from you soon. Steve, great to see you again. We'll be in touch.
Thank you, Matt.
All right.